Hey guys, welcome back to Wentworth Life. Today I am here to bring you some news on an article that was released, I think it was yesterday, about our favourite TV show Wentworth, with a very good strong indication that it will return when the time is right. But before we jump into this exciting article, if this is your first time here, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all future updates. So, there is an article over on Radio Times, which is a hugely reliable source from around the world. And this particular article interviews Pete McTighe, who is pretty much the guy who came up with the whole idea for Wentworth. He's pretty much Wentworth God. Now, in the article, Pete says, "We looked at the legacy characters of Prisoner and who we wanted to bring back, and we spent a lot of time figuring out how to invent them in surprising ways. I didn't want to rehash what had come before, but I also didn't want to disrespect those characters in any way. I was a massive Prisoner fan." Pete wrote the pilot episode over New Year in 2012, which led to the show being commissioned, before penning most of the first season alongside a few guest writers. How amazing would it be to write down the birth of Wentworth? He must have had such a good time. Now, the article pretty much covers what Wentworth is all about through the seasons, but what I wanted to point out is when Pete talks about the death of B. Smith. While killing off this show's main character was a hard decision to make, another season of her and Ali being happy together would, according to McTighe, have been the death of the show. I think B's death made the show feel real and dangerous, because if B wasn't safe, then nobody was. When Danielle left, that left a hole in the show, but that was kind of the point. The show needed to recalibrate and refresh, and it needed a real shake-up of dynamics at that point. It did so much in terms of ramping up the conflict of the show, which then ran an extra 5 seasons past that point, so I don't think it was the wrong decision to make. Pete McTighe also wanted to respect the original show's legacy, in which B meets a tragic end too. In the original, B's arc was a tragedy, and we were kind of emulated that through the show in a different way. Now, I actually agree with Pete on this one. The show did deliver one of the most tragic, shocking moments in television, in my opinion, but if he felt that the show needed a bit of a refresh in order to continue the show for further seasons, then unfortunately B did have to go. I mean, it would have been great to maybe see B in half of season 5, maybe let B and Ali have some happy times together. Maybe Joan could have murdered B in season 5 episode 6, which of course is the episode where Joan cuts out Juicy Lucy's tongue and then becomes top dog. I mean, it is what it is. There is a small part of me that does wish that we just got a little bit more of B. Smith, but I actually understand where Pete is coming from. Now, I want to talk about the original Season 7 final, because remember, Season 7 was going to be the final ever season. And Pete has revealed everything that was originally going to happen in this article. Wentworth was initially axed when it reached its 7th season, but Fox still renewed it for 2 more seasons, following an unprecedented fan campaign, meaning the original ending of Season 7 that offered really nice closure at the end of an epic season never made it onto the screen. It was a real shame, because there was some lovely stuff in there, with Frankie and Bridget coming back, meeting Vera's baby, and some original Prisoner actors came back as well. Val Lehman, Colette Mann and Fiona Spence came back doing some cameos. We saw Ruby released and Rita out there to greet her, and that was kind of a really nice ending for their characters. And then a new group of prisoners arrive who are kind of inducted by Boomer, and that was basically saying to the audience, the world goes on, Wentworth never stops, the story's not over, and that felt like a really nice closure at the end of an epic season. How nice does that sound? Boomer talking to the audience as the final episode closes. I love that. In the season 7 final that we did get on screen, Boomer was nowhere to be seen after the death of Liz Birdsworth. Boomer did get a mention in a conversation between Rita and Will, but we never actually got to see her until season 8. I would love to see these deleted scenes just for a little bit of nostalgia. If anybody who, has anything to do with Wentworth has these clips, please post them to YouTube. Now I want to talk about Wentworth coming back, which Pete does talk about. The original season 7 ending might have never made it onto the screen, but fortunately Wentworth did eventually go out with a bang, literally in the season 9 finale, as a massive blast went off after Luke Kelly's Kate Box dastardly scheme came into fruition. We felt like giving the show an explosive, definitive ending was always the way to go, and nothing drastic was kind of altered in those final endings. We planned it all and then went ahead and shot it all. The blast killed off a handful of baddies, including hacker Judy Bryant, while all the good guys all made it out alive, including Lou, who was arrested outside and forced to await justice. One loose end did, however, remain: Ferguson, who managed to escape after saving Vera's life, prompting spin-off rumours amongst fans. However, none of the ideas that were floated were really strong enough, according to Pete McTighe. I felt the beauty of the show was the ensemble. It was the magic of those people and those characters together. I think it would be tricky to isolate one or two of those characters and have a show relying just on them. I think it would come off second best to Wentworth. Instead, McTighe would rather bring Wentworth back, but the time has to be right for that to happen. Maybe one day it'll be a fun thing to do to bring it back. I mean, that sounds pretty good, that there is a strong possibility that Wentworth could return when the time is right. I've been saying it for a long time. There is a reason why only the baddies were killed off in the final episode, and this is the reason why they left Joan Ferguson's exit open, the reason why they never killed off Luke Kelly, and the reason why so many storylines were just left open. Pete and his team, they all knew that this isn't really the end for Wentworth, it's just so long for now. If Wentworth did come back, would it continue on from what happened in that final episode? Probably not. I mean, there may be like little seeds sowed throughout, but I reckon if they were to start a new chapter of Wentworth, it will definitely be set a few years later. We would have some of our favourite characters back. I mean, it all does depend on who is available, like which actors and actresses are, ready to come back, but high up in those characters to come back, I think it would probably be Vera, Luke Kelly, Boomer, Joan and Rita. Maybe even Linda. Will Jackson I'm 50-50 on, Ali I'm also 50-50 on, and anyone else that I've missed, but I can't think of anybody else right now. I think the rest of them died, but they would definitely try and get those main 5 characters back: Vera, Lou, Boomer, Joan and Rita, if Wentworth ever returned. Oh yes, Ruby as well, but she got released, didn't she? So I can't see Ruby coming back. I personally can't see Wentworth returning anytime soon, like not in the next 12 months. I reckon if it was to return, it would definitely be around the 2025-2026 mark, which I'm good for. I'm happy to wait, just as long as it comes back one day. Wentworth is currently back on UK televisions. All of the episodes are back on Channel 5 or Channel 5 Star. I can never remember which one, but it's on one of the channels to watch and stream. So the show is still bringing in new viewers every day, not just in the UK, all around the world. The Wentworth Con events are doing amazingly. Wentworth is still up there, you know, proper up there for a lot of people. So after reading this article, I am very excited and confident that Wentworth is going to return at some point with a little bit of a refresh. But let's hear some of your comments on this article. What do you guys think about all of this? Has it got you very excited? Let me know everything, guys, in the comments box below. Also, I will leave a link of this article in the description box below so you guys can go and have a juicy little read. Okay then, guys, well, thank you all for watching today's video. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, stay safe out there, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.